Right, in what has already been one of the most memorable seasons for Newcastle United, if we are going to finish strong at crunch time, we simply need to keep winning matches, and let's face it, need to win matches at relegation-threatened Leicester. The match preview for Monday night's coming up, Newcastle fans, so do us a favour and make sure you stick around. Welcome back to Black and White Banter, ladies and gentlemen. I've literally just dived off an aeroplane from Germany and come straight here for this match preview. And that is exactly why there wasn't a match vlog for Brentford, because unfortunately I wasn't there. I was working away for the darts over in Berlin. So apologies, but I did get a YouTube short with my thoughts, and of course I watched it. I forced the barman in Germany to put it on the smallest screen so I could watch every bit of the action, because missing a Newcastle match is just not an option. It really isn't. But look, if you're new around here, give us a like, give us a subscribe, drop us a follow. I'm going down to Leicester on Monday, one of the very few away games that are left. And as I said at the start of this video, Newcastle fans, the message is clear. If this group of players want to finish this season strong, which, by the way, if it ended right now, we would all be relatively happy. Those scenes on the parade last weekend will live with me till I have my last breath in my lungs. Every single one of them players has made themselves a legend, but there's still a higher level of European football to go at, and the chase for those Champions League places is absolutely spicy as hell. Spicier than your spiciest of madras you might get down your local Indian, even if you ask for it that little bit extra. Oh God, I'm just getting a tingle in my bum thinking about spicy madras. But it's hotting up, and if you cannot go, no disrespect to Leicester City, a team that are 12 points adrift in their fight against the relegation battle, and win the football match. I'm sorry, lads, you have had an incredible season regardless, but you do not deserve Champions League. That is how cutthroat this Premier League season is, and we need to go down there and get 3 points. And generally, we've had a decent record down at the King Power Stadium of recent years. We just need to go down and get the job done, and it's getting to that stage of the season where winning has to happen every week. And the fixtures for us are quite favourable. I'll talk about that in a little bit, but the performances don't overly bother me. It's getting those points on the board if we are going to finish with the best level of European football, push on our revenue, keep those best players in our squad, because we are competing against the Real Madrids and Barcelonas, and finish what has been an incredible season already as strong as possible. So let's get into the Foxes. So normally I'll talk about the opposition in quite a lot of detail, and I'm happy to do that, but as I keep repeating, and it is no disrespect to Leicester, because there is no easy game in the Premier League, but this team is literally in disarray. And as I record this video right now, a story has just broken that one of Leicester's players, Mr. Winks, has had a massive falling out with Van Nistelrooy, who cannot buy a result for his team. He's refused to stay overnight in the training ground. He might not be in the squad on Monday, and the Foxes fans must be cursing the fact that they ever got rid of Cooper to bring in the Dutchman formerly of Man United. It just hasn't worked out. He was given a big contract, and I would not be surprised if he is sacked this summer, pending a relegation that looks very likely. Leicester City, I think Van Nistelrooy, since he's come in, he has tried to play a little bit more attacking, but I look at this Leicester team and they are just not a side that has the quality of players to do it. They do play with two wing-backs, which our wingers will have to look for. Jacob Murphy and whoever plays on the left, which I'll touch on in a second, need to be on guard for them, doubling up in attacking areas down the left and right side at every opportunity. But we do have enough quality on either side and enough work rate in an Eddie Howe system to deal with that. Our midfield, in my opinion, owns theirs, as I think it does a lot in the Premier League, with Bruno. Hopefully Joe Linton pulls through from injury, and Tonali fresh from that screamer against Brentford. The midfield is where this game can be won, as it is for so many, and I think the biggest concern for Leicester against our team going into this one is Leicester City's defence. It has just been terrible. And not only that, when they try and get forward, hopefully this isn't my famous last words, they can't buy a goal. And specifically, and I'll touch on the Black and White Banter stats in a second, they cannot buy a goal at home. They are really struggling at both ends. And what does that normally mean when a team struggles at both ends in the Premier League? A relegation battle, 12 points adrift, and that's exactly where they find themselves. So that's enough about the opposition. Let's talk about our team news and where we can hurt them. Well, team news for this one, it just begs the question. We don't know who is fit as I record this video. Eddie Howe has said that Alexander Isak came off with a slight groin issue. that's a concern. I've already had people in one of my WhatsApp groups saying that they would maybe rest Alexander Isak for this one if he's 50-50. Eddie Howe and the medical team know better than me, but for me, as I keep repeating, every match is a 6-pointer in that really tight push. You lose one football match, another team wins a match, your Chelseas, your Brightons, even your Manchester Cities, and you're suddenly finding yourself chasing the pack. Alexander Isak starts for me if he is 60 to 70% fit, and then we've got the likes of Asura and Wilson who can come on in the 55th, 60th minute. The big question though, if Anthony Gordon is fit after he served his suspension, do you play Barnes or Gordon? And it's a really, really interesting one. I was critical of Harvey Barnes coming into the team when Gordon got suspended because I still didn't think he was suited to an Eddie Howe system in terms of that defensive work, but also in terms of him not wanting the ball early. He does like to be on the shoulder, but hey, he's proved me wrong a little bit to that degree. I've seen a massive increase in his work rate when tracking back at the other end, which has been really positive, and it works for us. Against Liverpool, every player on the pitch in the cup final was absolutely impeccable. I would start Harvey Barnes. Anthony Gordon has been training alone, so Eddie Howe tells us, and don't forget, players like playing against their former sides. Harvey Barnes was loved by Leicester fans. He scored lots of goals for them, but you like to go back to your old clubs and give it one of them. And he knows where the goal is, and this is a really fragile Leicester team, and I think Harvey Barnes could really be licking his lips at this one. So for me, don't change your winning side. We beat Brentford, we beat Liverpool in the cup final. Anthony Gordon is just working his way back after a couple of issues that he sustained on England duty. Keep Harvey Barnes in, because Barnes will tear you apart again. Hopefully Joe Linton pulls through, because he is absolutely imperative, especially away from home, in what will be more of a battle against the team struggling for their lives, and that's where Joe Linton really suits our midfield, but it also frees up Bruno and Tanani to use their creativity and get up the pitch a bit further. Defence for me stays the same. Kieran Trippier has been looking absolutely brilliant. Tino in place of Hall has not really put a foot wrong. It's like for like, lads, and we've got those options off the bench, so for me, Barnes stays in. Anyway, it's time for the main attraction, the reason you're all here. Let's get into some lovely little black and white banter. Stats. Stats. Right, as I mentioned, Leicester City at home are a team with serious issues. So much so that if they lose this match without scoring a goal, that would be 8 defeats at home in a row with no goals scored, and that would be the first ever time that has happened in Football League history. That's why Newcastle need to get the job done, because we don't want to be that first team to be scored against even or lose at Leicester when they have been so bad. These are the matches we need to win. Eddie Howe absolutely loves playing against newly promoted sides. We have won 14 of the last 18, drawing 3 and only losing 1. We've also won the last 6 in a row against teams that came up from the Championship in the previous year. Long may that continue, boys. Right, and to finish, we all know everyone's talking about Alexander Isak. He's hit 20 goals in the last 2 seasons with that goal against Brentford on Wednesday. And he's another one for you. He loves playing against teams starting the day in the relegation zone of recent. He's got 8 goals in his last 6, including 5 in his last 2. A hat-trick against Ipswich and a double against Southampton. So when the strugglers are around, Alexander Isak pounces on them. Gimme a striker from Sweden. Right, would you believe me if I just told you that my tripod fell over a ledge recording the end to that video? And luckily, it hasn't smashed into a million pieces, but I am not standing with it on the tripod. The things I do, whack that follow please, whack that subscribe, because I just risked a £300 microphone bit of kit to record this video in the wind. Jesus Christ, I am a lucky boy. But what I was saying before my tripod went overboard was my score prediction. I'm going to go for, I hate doing this, I'm going to go for a comfortable 3-0 win. I think we'll be sniffing blood. Leicester will be very cautious because of some of our players, and I think the likes of Alexander Isak, if he's fit, will be really looking to gobble up a struggling Leicester City team. If you don't win these matches, you don't deserve Champions League football. So on to Leicester on Monday night we go. Let's keep pushing all the way to the end and see where we can finish this season. It could turn out to be an even better one. Keep the faith, Newcastle fans. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the match vlog on Monday. Ho, the lads!